Wear your fucking glasses.
I don't like wearing my glasses.
Well, maybe you should. Anyway,
hey y'all. Welcome back to Crumbs and Butter. I'm Shannon.
still Ramon.
Still Ramon.
Still Ramon. That ain't changing.
Welcome to our anniversary video. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, we're those weirdos. We celebrate our anniversary every month.
Yeah.
We just do.
So we're somewhere within some realm of whatever month that we're in.
Yep.
It's all good.
We just like to.
You know.
We like to recognize the day.
Kind of like how when people go like my baby is right now 18 months.
Yeah.
It's a year.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. No, we're those weirdos. We count months. It's fine. It's fine. And we don't always do something fancy for our anniversary, but we still recognize the day and just say happy anniversary to each other.
Yes.
Yeah. Just, it's something nice to do, right?
Yes.
So, what we did for the first time ever, dun dun dun.
First time ever.
We went to a movie.
And I won't make y'all guess what movie we went to. We went to go see Black Adam.
Yeah.
And
He was so excited because he loves the superhero movies.
let me clarify. I like Marvel superhero movies.
Yeah.
DC.
And I'm a huge DC
You guys
fan,
are like
but
lagging, and I don't understand. You can only remake Batman so many times. You can only remake Superman so many times. I understand that you're trying to catch the new
Stop
viewers who don't know what
beating a
the
dead
thing
horse.
is, but you're beating a dead horse, and then when you make these movies, it's not right. Black Adam.
I mean, I didn't have high expectations because I'm not a big
She's not a superhero
movie buff, but for me the performance of the lead actor fell completely flat.
Oh yeah.
Completely flat.
And it seemed like there was no point to the movie. I'm sorry.
But it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen.
No, there's other movies
We've
that
discussed
take
this,
that title.
but
There are
it
other
wasn't
movies
the worst
that take
movie
that
I've ever
title,
seen.
and yeah, it wasn't one of those movies that I would have been like, hey, I want my 2 hours and 3 minutes or whatever it was runtime back.
Yeah.
But I would like my 24:18 back.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I mean, the popcorn was good.
It was okay.
I mean, you salted the hell out of it.
It was okay. It was salty and buttery and everything else, but
by like 20 minutes in, I was like, I felt like I had been licking a salt lick and my lips were like chapping, and so it was good up until then.
Yeah, if you've seen a salt lick, it's like a big
block
of
salt.
That's what it is. So yeah, there was that, and then there was the person behind it had no respect for personal space.
Oh my god, I thought he was gonna lose his mind.
Oh, I was going to lose my shit.
This dude does not get riled. Like, out of the two of us, I'm definitely the more rileable partner.
Way more.
And this poor guy, he had to put up with this chick behind us who, first of all, very rudely put
she put her
foot,
frigging feet,
in
between
on his armrest,
the chair on my armrest, right next to my face.
So he had to turn around and tell her, like,
you want to move your feet?
Excuse me, move your foot. Okay, she was like, I'm sorry. She did that. But then she spent the rest of the movie
kicking my seat like a child.
Kicking his seat.
Like a child.
And I don't know what was wrong with her bladder, but she got up at least 3 times to go to the bathroom during this movie.
It's probably all the snacks that she was eating. They were eating a lot of snacks.
And
man, I mean, you never heard so many cellophane wrappers opening and things ever in a movie.
It was like a 3-course meal
behind us. And the dessert was a hot dog at the end.
And
a hot dog with all the onions and all the relish.
Chewed with their mouths open the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyway, but every time she got up, she would pull his seat back to get up out of her chair, and then she knocked into him and then knocked into me. It was just, I don't know what was happening. This was
just a rude heifer, and we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Anywho, so, anniversary video, so we're going to bring to you, like, how we met and how our relationship came to be.
We're probably not going to bring up how we met. We met on... We'll make how we met quick, because I think we've done how we met before on this channel.
Maybe.
We met on a site. Starts with a T, ends with an R.
Yeah.
And it's not Twitter.
It's not Twitter.
We exchanged some pleasantries. There was a swipe. There was a like.
Wait, no. We're going to back up because I actually want to talk about this on camera. Like, leading up to us meeting, we'd both done the dating app things, off and on. It was always a dumpster fire, right? And so when we finally, right before we met, I was in this is my last chance. I'm not doing this again. I'm going to live the spinster lifestyle, just single lady.
Like a cat lady.
Like the cat lady. Yep, that was going to be me. I was just done.
She was going to be a cat lady.
Mm-hmm. I was done. And, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I went into it with, like, here's what I'm looking for. XYZ. Yeah? Actually, that's true. He is actually...
I'm not lying, y'all.
He's not lying. He was somebody that had no profile.
None.
Which was a big red flag for me.
No bio.
Not somebody that I would...
I had a picture.
He had a
I
picture.
had no bio.
He had a picture. Not somebody that I would maybe necessarily have looked at twice because there was no bio, there was no information. I was just kind of like, But my thing was, I had never seen him on there before. And when you are on those dating sites, off and on, or even consistently, it tends to be the same people over and over and over again. Well, obviously, I was not interested in any of those people. So he popped up for me one day, and I was like, I have never seen him on here before. Intriguing, right?
Sexy, too.
He's sexy. Okay. And he's sexy. So he had just pictures up and his name and age, and I knew he was close to me, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try something new and go for it, right? So swiped. I never said anything to him. I didn't message him. I just swiped on him. And I was like, well, if he comes across me and sees this or whatever, if he messages, okay, cool. So that leads into what did you think when you saw me pop up on your app that I had liked you?
Well, she had things in her profile that I was looking for. One of the things was she was a RN. You know, I've always wanted a nurse because who else could care for you but then not give a fuck about it at the same time? There was other things. She had dark hair, beautiful eyes, as you can see. She has a good smile. Nice thick lips. Kissable lips, people. Kissable. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. So yeah, I was like, this is an accidental swipe. Or this is catfish.
Does that happen?
This is one of the two. Yes, it happens. It happens. You get in swipe mode and you start swiping.
Accidentally.
And then you just accidentally swipe the wrong way on somebody. And it's just, it is what it is. It's the law of averages on these sites anyway. So the more you swipe, however that works. But that is what it is. It is really a law of averages.
I suppose.
I mean, you might swipe on 20 people and one person says something to you. It is what it is. Anywho, so I saw that she had liked me or whatever that is, you know, because it could have been accidental still. And so I was like, hey, let me message this one. Let's see. So I said, to the effect of, and I'll put the full
we actually
message up.
We have this screenshotted because we both just found it so cute and funny that we both have it saved in our phones. But
I said, I don't know if this was an accident or not, but hi, my name's Ramon.
Which I thought was so cute because I was like,
that was it.
I was like, oh, like he thought that was accidental. That's funny. So I messaged him back. And I was like, actually, no, this was not an accident. I'm totally meant to swipe on you. And I just said, I'm Shannon. Nice to meet you. And then we didn't talk.
No, we didn't.
We did not spend forever chatting before we decided to meet. I think we exchanged pleasantries as far as, like, he knew what I did for a living because my profile, right? I didn't know anything about him because he didn't have one. And so I think I asked him what he did for work. And I think we told each other that we had teenage kids because one of our things no young children. Like, I was okay dating somebody that had kids around my age of kids because I know where I'm at this point in my life.
But no 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds,
no little,
3-year-olds,
no,
7.
no babies, no grade schoolers.
They gotta be able to take care of themselves.
So I think that was about as far as we really went with chatting, and I was so impressed with him because he just immediately came back then after those couple of little exchanges and asked me out on a date. And he asked me out on a date like within 2 days of us initially meeting on this app. Huge impressor. Men, fellas, take a lead here because
Ask him out.
ask them out and make it quick.
Don't waste
Don't waste your time. Don't waste their time. But when you
talking to somebody,
when you
it doesn't
wait,
make sense.
somebody else might take
I
them
mean,
out ahead of you.
if you're busy and you have like business trips set up or whatever it is whatever it is that if you do those things, then that's understandable. But 7 days, people.
Yeah.
If you're talking to them on these apps for longer than a week, you've kind of wasted your time.
Yep. And theirs.
And theirs, or vice versa. Both of y'all have wasted your time.
Yeah.
Because what else did you come on here for?
Yeah.
Did you come on for a pen pal? I didn't.
Are you?
That was not my
Are you just
intention.
vetting 20 people at the same time? Like, ooh, who's my best
I've
option?
never went on looking for a pen pal.
I don't get it. But so I was so impressed because, not only did he set up the date very quickly, but like he picked the place, picked the time, gave it to me and said, "Does that work for you?" And I was just like, absolutely does. I will be there
Yes.
with bells on.
And, no, I didn't know my audience because we didn't talk very long.
No.
But
So we knew
do
nothing.
something
We knew
fun.
nothing about each other going in.
do something fun. Don't just go sit at a stuffy restaurant and eat fucking dinner because that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. And so
It sucks.
even though he didn't know me and what I might like or dislike, I mean, he ended up actually picking the perfect place for us,
And
which
who doesn't like Mexican?
it was
I mean,
it
everybody
was
likes
Mexican,
Mexican
but then it has games and music and a bar, like all these things that are kind of incorporated into this one spot. And so it was kind of the perfect place for a first date because like there's no pressure, right? You could sit and have drinks and talk, you could eat, you could go play games. It was perfect.
Yes. It was a great spot.
So, fast forward to the date night. We really had only exchanged, I think, the day of the date. Finally, we were just like, "Are you still on for tonight?
Yep.
We're meeting at
You got to
7.
do a confirmation.
Make the
You gotta do a
confirmations.
confirmation.
We're still meeting." That was all. We were all good. Yep. So I ended up showing up like 15, 20 minutes early for the date because I'm just type A like that, and I like to get there and just, be there ahead of time.
I was 5 minutes before.
Yeah. So I got there and ordered myself a drink at the bar, and I was just sitting waiting for him to come. Of course, in that time span, I needed to go use the ladies' room. So I had like a few minutes before our date was supposed to start. He wasn't there yet that I had seen, and so I got up and went to the ladies' room. So this is kind of the funny part of our first date, because while
She was in
I
the
was
ladies' room for
gone,
like 10 minutes, people.
I was not in
It
the
was
ladies'
like
room
10
for
minutes. It was like 10 minutes. By the time she was gone and in the ladies' room, I had showed up, and like I said, 5 minutes early. I showed up. I walked in and I looked, and there was a lady at the bar, and it was did not look like her.
And let me preface this little story by saying he had asked me for confirmation pictures. That was one thing he did do.
Well, it's not
Before
called confirmation pictures.
But
I wanted up-to-date pictures.
You wanted up-to-date pictures.
Here's another thing. Ask for up-to-date pictures, because some
Up-to-date.
people put pictures on their thing that's like 10 years old, and it don't make sense.
Which I have never tried to catfish anybody, so I had no problem sending him
just saying.
pictures because my pictures were pretty much up to date anyways.
People know who you are. You've done it.
So I had sent him pictures, whatever, as you do. It just, this is me, this is what I look like, just
But
so
anyway,
you know.
she was in the bathroom.
So I was not there.
And she wasn't there. So there was another lady that was at the bar with dark hair. And I was like, here we go again. This just happened. It's happening right now. This is not right. But I was going to suck it up.
Yeah.
I was going to suck it up like a champ. There was
Yeah.
no need to run out. If that was the person, she recognized the face. And running out is just stupid.
Yeah.
You could have a drink or two, and you could be done, because you never know. This could be a lifelong friend. This could be, you never know.
And he's a nice guy.
But I will say
He wouldn't have ran away.
She was not my type, because everybody has a type, and she did not fit the criteria of my type. But it doesn't mean that I should run away like I don't know, chew your arm off, coyote ugly thing. I don't think that's correct. I don't think anybody should do that, men. If you go out on a date and you obviously got catfished, if you've obviously got catfished, call it out.
Yeah.
Call it out, because that is kind of wrong. And in this case, I wasn't going to call it out because maybe she did the 10-year ago pictures of herself and thought that was acceptable, but it wasn't her, which was good. Thank God.
It's funny. The only thing that she like had in common with me was that she had dark hair. Otherwise, we looked nothing alike.
Everybody's kind of reading my mind is what I'm thinking, because
What are you thinking?
some of you white women look alike anyway. Yep, and I said it.
I'm not gonna touch
my
that.
God.
I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot
He
pole.
said he went that way. Yeah, I did. I'm not racist, but I did go that way because
touch that with a 10-foot
sometimes
pole.
it is true. Yeah.
Anyways, so now enter Shannon coming back from the bathroom. I go back to where my drink was sitting, which happened to be directly across from him, where he's standing ordering a drink at the bar.
And the color came back to my face.
And I look at him, and like this just this like relief crosses his
Yes.
face, and I kind of smile and I waved at him, and I could just tell he was going through some kind of distress. Although I didn't know what it was at the moment until he came back and told me. But
Yep.
and then he came and
And I said it all.
Sat down.
I said I thought you just catfished me, and you were that girl over there across from the thing, and I was just going to go along with it and everything else. I was going to go along with it. I was going to go along for the ride.
such a nice guy.
Because
I mean,
what else did I have to do that night?
Yeah.
I had already gotten dressed. I already
Gone
drove all the
out.
way over there. It was
Yeah.
friggin' cold.
Yeah.
And what else was I going to do? Oh, I'm sorry. I did have a contingency call that, yeah, but, everybody should have a contingency call.
always.
Have somebody call.
I call it the Black Hawk Down. Just tell somebody to, if you text them Black Hawk Down, they need to call you with an emergency that whatever it
Yeah.
is, so you can get the hell out of there.
Or you can just set a timer and be like, 30 minutes, I want you to call me.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yep.
Because
So
30 minutes, you can, well, for me, in 30 minutes, I can choke down multiple drinks, but for 30 minutes, if we're
Yeah.
having a little bit of conversation, maybe an appetizer,
Right.
I can choke down 2 drinks and some appetizers and
be on your merry
be
way.
on my merry way.
Yeah.
With the whole expression of, oh my God, what's happening? Ah! Maybe not that fake, but you know what I mean.
So he finally comes and sits down next to me, and the date's on, right?
Yep.
Now it's on.
We're talking.
We're talking.
And we're talking.
And we're talking.
And we're talking.
And we're talking. Because
You know why we're talking? Because
we
we didn't
didn't
disclose
talk
everything
before.
on chat.
That's right.
Stop chatting, people.
That's right.
It's not worth it.
And I will say that our conversation was so easy.
Yes.
And like no lulls, no awkward
Pauses,
quiet moments.
where it's just like you're just
Yeah.
thinking of something else to say or ask. And the reason is because you're not repeating yourself, A, and B, you're not repeating yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
who wants to repeat themselves like that? I just did it 3 times, and that irritated the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I said repeat.
Repeat.
See?
Pete and repeat. We're in a
Yeah.
boat, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
If you spent 7 days actually actively talking to somebody on these
Yeah.
apps, and then you actually meet them, you've told them everything that they wanted to know.
Yeah.
And there's no anything except for now they have to see who you are in real life, and then it's just like different. What if you're not who you are? What if you're, this and that? Nasty habits do you have? That's the only things you could talk about at that point. We did talk about nasty habits, and
we did. So
we can't
I was
discuss a
actually-
lot of them.
I was just gonna like lead into that actually. Just like, how did I fall for Ramon? And it ties into like, how did our channel come to be? Crumbs and Butter. This is how I ended up falling for this man, right? I just looked at him and we were having such great conversation. I said, okay, here's what I really want to know. What are your bad habits?
Yes.
I want you to be completely honest with me, completely upfront. And I actually went first and I was like, here's mine. XYZ.
Undisclosed.
Undisclosed. I said, what are yours? Just be honest with me, because if any of them are non-starters for the two of us, then we just part here as friends or whatever, and had a great time. It's good. And so he did,
With no shame.
with no shame,
I don't care.
and none of it was a non-starter for me. But then we started getting into like what really like just drives us like what drives us crazy, like weird things that drive us crazy. And so he says, one of my OCD pet peeves that's weird is I don't like crumbs in my butter.
I don't like people who put crumbs in butter.
And when
that to me does not make sense. Why anybody would put crumbs in butter, crumbs in anything.
Yeah.
Crumbs becomes mold to people,
It's
and
icky.
you've
And
got
we've had this discussion on this
yuckiness
channel.
in there.
Yeah. We've
So
had this discussion.
that's our number one.
So he
kicker.
says this, and it was like the heavens opened and the angels sung, and the sun was shining upon us, because I was like, holy shit, I've never met anybody that has the exact same OCD thing as me, and I've never spoken about it before.
No.
I've never told anybody.
It's almost like when you search something on your phone and then they email you about it
Yeah.
later. But anywho, yeah.
And so it just led into like a whole nother level of like, oh my god, this person has the exact same crazy shit in their head that I have in my head,
Mm-hmm.
that I've never verbalized to anybody.
And that craziness is crumbs and butter.
Crumbs and butter.
Crumbs and jelly.
Jelly and the peanut
Crumbs
butter.
and-
Peanut butter and the jelly. And
any sort of
just
blending
don't
that shouldn't
mix your
blend.
condiments.
Stop it.
Stop.
Yuck.
And we've talked about this, so we're not going to keep divulging, but this is how Crumbs and Butter, the channel, came to be. Because that's what we fell in love over.
Crumbs
Crumbs and butter.
and butter.
Yeah.
And the disdain
And the disdain.
of crumbs and butter.
Yes.
So we fell in love over a hate.
Yeah. Because we had equal hates. With an unnatural level of OCD about it.
See, all you gotta do as society is hate things more and find somebody that hates it just as much
Just
as you.
as much
and
as
you'll
you do.
find love.
That's right.
America.
And it was after that. After that, I mean, we were just like,
There it is.
just like that.
Yeah.
And then, so we left the date, like hours later. I gave him a kiss.
Yeah.
Took him by
Yeah.
surprise.
She took advantage of me.
I did.
She
I couldn't let those lips go without trying them out.
Yeah, it was crazy. It took me off guard.
Yeah, I did. I took him completely off
I was
guard.
like, hey, this was nice. Yeah.
But then he asked me to go out
Again.
like just a few days later, like over the weekend, because we actually met on a Tuesday,
Yep.
and I think we went out on a Friday or Saturday following.
Yep.
And then he's straight up, and this, fellas, ladies, if you think you've met your match, be bold like this, okay? This is where I'm going to go with this. He asked me on that date, and we were being very... the second date, we were being very interrupted by a lady that would not leave us alone.
She was fun.
That's a whole nother story, but he asked me on the second date. He came out and said, "Hey, I've deleted all my dating apps, and I want you to delete yours." He said, "I'm not looking any further. I want to get to know you. I want to focus on you and us getting to know each other." And that made perfect sense to me. It wasn't a possessive, jealous thing. It was just more of a
I don't want to waste my time with someone else messaging me and saying anything.
yeah,
And,
or
hey, here's somebody I really want to get to know more.
or even having the distraction.
Yeah. Because I think after our first date we chatted for a while.
Yeah.
Because then at that point you can chat as much as you like because you met the person. And
right.
You're not just chatting up to chat.
And we're not huge.
Asking get to know questions.
We're not huge phone people,
fuck
anyways, and we weren't even back then. But
still aren't.
We're still not. We check in with each other every day. But
if my phone wasn't sitting in front of me right now, I wouldn't know it was there. But
yeah,
or where it was at, I wouldn't care. But
we love each other. We do check in with each other every day. If I'm not here and working or whatever, but we're just not huge phone people. We just aren't. But it made perfect sense to me to get rid of the apps and actually be able to focus on Ramon,
this sexy thing,
and getting to know him and giving this relationship a chance to move forward. And I think that's a perfectly fine thing to ask somebody to do if you've hit it off on your first or second dates. It maybe it wouldn't be,
as long as you don't
maybe
come
it
off
wouldn't
as long as you don't come off like
a jealous psycho.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know how many different. Well, you're listening to my voice. Come on, I'm not ever going to come off as a jealous asshole or a jealous dick or
but no, I think if you're
anything like that.
I think if you're coming from the place of I really want to give this a chance without distractions of other people messaging you constantly,
which is exactly what I said.
Which is exactly what he said. I think that's perfectly fine.
I mean,
and if
'cause-
you're agreeable to that and you like the person that you have been seeing for a couple of dates, do that. What is it going to hurt you to delete your dating apps?
But you got to have a certain air of confidence about it when you're asking somebody to do that. You have to be confident in how that's going to blow off.
Yeah.
Some people might not. You might not get the answer.
Well,
9 times out of 10 that you're looking for.
And
That person might have said.
I mean, you
you
can
could
tell
have
me.
easily have
I
said,
could have easily said no.
I know I'm going to stay on him.
Yeah.
Then what do you do?
But I think,
Then you gotta-
I think if you're going to ask somebody this type of question to delete dating apps, I think that, and you can agree, disagree, you better have honest intentions about that.
Well, yeah, that and you got to
And genuine interest.
and you got to think that this person honestly has genuine interest in you for you to ask them to do that.
Right.
Because if not, you've asked somebody to do something that they didn't want to do, and they're going to tell you, "No, I'm not going to
doing
do
that.
it," or they'll say, "Yeah, I'll do it," and then they don't do it.
Right.
Or however that works out for whomever, and how that works. But then now you have to do the save face. What do you do? Do you, if she says no, do you say deuce? Or do you continue on?
do you give it a little time and let them?
I think
mean,
if I
think
took my time to ask somebody to
Excuse
do
me.
that, and they said no, deuce is where I'm at.
Well, I think the only reason I'm saying that is because for you and I, things happen very quickly.
Yeah,
and so
I'm
this was a
just
second
saying-
date. Not everybody is going to be that warm to
I'm
each
just
other.
saying, for me, if I asked somebody to do that and they
But-
said no, it's deuces for me. I'm not your second, third, fourth, fifth,
Right.
sixth choice. I'm
Right.
not. I'm numero uno,
Right.
and everything else comes behind me. And if being on some app so you could, I just want to talk to people.
Yeah.
Well, that's not for me.
Yeah. No,
So I'm sorry.
I know. I get where he's coming from. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, other people, it might take them more than 2 dates to get to that point.
Well, I'm telling you, men, if you do that and it's more than 2 dates, it's okay if you did it on more than 2 dates, it's fine. But if they tell you point blank that, or women too, if they tell you, no, I'm not going to, and something about they like to have the conversations with their friends, well, then you need to deuce out and you need to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Unless that's what you're looking for. I mean, not everybody wants to be a cuck in a relationship.
I hate that word.
I know. But it's such a good word. And it's such a non-curse word.
I
That,
just don't like it.
yeah, but sometimes people
anyway.
are those. And I don't know why. But.
So yeah, so that was the second date, and basically the rest is history. Like, we just have never stopped dating each other since. And when I say dating each other, like, we make a lot of conscious effort to travel and spend time together.
And in the next episode, we're going to talk about the story of Omaha. Until then,
We love you all. Thank you for watching Crumbs and Butter.
please like and subscribe.
Continue
Leave a
to
comment.
support us.
If you have any comments on anything we said, leave a comment. If you want to see the whole stream that me and her had on the site that starts with T and ends with R, and fellas, you want to get a pointer as to how do you talk to women on these sites without showing them things that you don't need to show anybody.
Ever.
I'm just going to leave it there.
Yep.
Leave a comment. Other than that,
Bye, y'all.
deuces.